This is unbelievable. Get ready for being labeled a terrorist. This latest episode in the class war united the country in a way I've not seen in my entire life, and I'm old enough to remember Adrienne Barbeau on the Love Boat. This one act that was violent and horrible and should not be perpetrated on people, and Americans know this because we have similar violence perpetrated on us passively by our healthcare system that denies us treatment or puts us in medical bondage to acquire it. Now I'm getting sidetracked. This one act that was violent and abhorrent united the country unlike anything since the Boston Tea Party. This one act united the country more than 9/11, the pandemic, or Velma the animated series. It is truly remarkable. Nothing unites us, nothing. But here, the underlying glue is trauma. We all, at least the adults among us, we all know the fear of getting that letter, of opening that envelope, of seeing the words that are in effect a reverse lottery win. Here's a bill for a giant amount of cash that you owe, and it's not for something you can return, like a home entertainment center, a Buick, or your neighbor's John Deere. It's for your health. That letter is like a guy with a gun saying, your health or else, or the health of your loved one. Having to deal with that is traumatic, and the vast majority of us have felt that trauma. And like anyone who's experienced trauma, especially experiencing physical harm from a perpetrator, the natural human reaction when you see someone strike back against a perceived perpetrator of that harm, the natural human reaction is to say, fuck yeah, and twice on Sunday, you bastard. Doesn't make it right, but then again, there was nothing right about this relationship to begin with. It's like in the movie Spartacus. The woman he loves has been sold, is going to Rome, and he'll never see her again. And he says,
she's been sold.
No talking in the kitchen, slave.
I wanted to stand up and say, fuck yeah. Drown that bitch in the beef stew. Drown him in the beef stew, Spartacus. It's interesting. The overlords of our society have decided that instead of taking their winnings and retiring, calling it a day, then re-examining our plague of a healthcare system and fixing it for the good of the citizenry, no. They've decided to double down and crack down on us, the victims. Why not? What are we gonna do? Democrats aren't gonna do anything. They're just in power and didn't. And don't get me started on Obamacare. Pay attention, class. You'll need to remember this the next time people bring up the ACA, Obamacare, which was a program created in the 1990s by the Conservative Heritage Foundation for Bob Dole to run on in case Clinton decided to push for an NHS-style system like they have in the UK. Clinton didn't, so they pocketed the idea and had Obama implement it later. Very clever. Then you can market it as some altruistic gesture by those lefty Democrats, or market it as evil socialism, depending on your audience. All the while, it really being a giant cash giveaway to the health insurance industry and big pharma. And Republicans? What do you think they're gonna do? They ain't changing nothing. Trump and the GOP are the establishment. I don't detest Democrats because they're Democrats. I detest them because they're Republicans. There hasn't been a pro-labor, anti-war Democrat in over 50 years. And Trump supporters? Try paying attention this term, and wake me when he does something that breaks with national policy orthodoxy. He's gonna do exactly what the big donors want, just like last time. The only thing left to do is protest, like they did in East Germany in the 1980s.
Or the chants were clearly audible. We are the people. The revolution slogan was born.
And no way Americans are ready to do that. Sure, like a few hundred here and there are, but that's not the people. It's a few of the people, but we need the people. But sometimes it's not the initial incident that provokes the pushback. Sometimes it's the establishment's response to the initial incident. In this case, cracking down on domestic terrorists. You know, everyone who's had a gripe with the health insurance companies. So what do you know? It's not our health, but our health insurance-induced trauma that might unite us after all. Enjoy your medical debt, everyone.